Okay, let's talk about the obvious thing. Green Lantern. End of career, and yet you're still going. Why? None of us can understand.
Well, hello. Oh, shit. Whoops. Wrong screen. Oh, why are you doing this to me? All right, we're good. What's going on, everybody? It's Tuesday. It's throwing me all off right now. How's everybody doing today? It's right. We had a holiday yesterday, and I was like, you know what? Let's push the stream to today. So happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Film Junkie Live. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that like, thumbs up. Do all that. How we doing out there? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you had a good weekend. Anybody who celebrated the holiday yesterday, hopefully is all good. We got plenty to talk about. We're going to be talking about some DCU news and yeah, that whole rumor that showed up yesterday. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about some Jurassic World, because I didn't give my full-on thoughts about Jurassic World. Am I on this thing right? There we go. We're good. And then we'll talk about the box office, as well as Beetlejuice that's coming out, which I know some people are seeing today, right now. I saw some people posting that they're seeing it actually right now. Lucky, but I'm seeing it Thursday, so cannot wait. So hopefully you guys are doing good. How we doing out here? I'm actually, you know what's crazy, guys? I'm actually live streaming on TikTok right now. That's right. I added that little multi-stream thing right here, so who knows what's going on with that. But anyways, that's right. China's got me. What's going on, Mr. Ridwan right here? Sciafic. DC is a mess, just like Samtor Wars and old DC, because they don't have a clear roadmap like Marvel Phase 1 and 3. I mean, they literally do have a roadmap, though. I will say that. I mean, they do have a slate. I mean, you don't have to like the slate for sure, but they do have more of a roadmap than previous iterations. That's for damn sure. We got Eric right here, Mr. Hardball Entertainment. I'll say this: BROLIN would be a pretty solid choice if they wanted to go the parallax and 0 hour route. Okay, we got Shano right here. Greetings and happy September. That's right, we're in September now. Crazy. What's going on, Andrew? Yep, I definitely enjoyed my my time off, my extended weekend. What's going on, Miss Lisa Jackson? Good to see you. We got Mr. Fear Jason right here. Good to see you, bud. And we got, of course, Music Man. I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. We got JD McCrae. What's happening? We got Ryan right here. I'd rather stick Guy Grader. Okay. It's all good. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about exactly, but hey, that's cool. Got my Beetlejuice ticket for Thursday night. Keaton's 73rd birthday. Wow, he's going to be 73. Crazy. And then we got W Games right here. Do you make money off YouTube? Yes, I am indeed monetized. Josh Brolin almost played Batman BBS. That is very true. He was on the short list. What's going on, Azteca? Good to see ya. We got Stephanie T. What is happening? I'm seeing it next Tuesday, and I'll see Shaun of the Dead today. Nice. What's going on, Carrie? Good to see you, buddy. I'm walking and listening. That's good. Well, I appreciate that. We got Alex right here. Guns roadmap is pure late 1980s DC. That's going to upset a lot of people because Hal isn't the last old character. Yeah, I think it's loosely on all that. I don't know. Hey, we got Austin right here. Good to see ya. And then you have not seen the original Beetlejuice. How dare you, Stephanie? You got to get on that. Get on that. It's good, hokey Tim Burton fun, man. That's what that's all about right there. So it's all good. You could catch it somewhere. It is a classic, but yeah, definitely check it out. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you clicking in, even though, it's not a Monday. Like I said, you know what? I love having 3-day weekends, guys. I mean, it's always great, when you work that Monday through Friday job and you get the holidays off. I mean, power to the people that actually, have like those jobs that they still have to work holidays, especially when you're when you're dealing with what do they call it? Well, when you're dealing, like, if you work at a grocery store, you work at any place that I'm trying to remember the word, and I of course can't right now, but you know, when you work at a store that obviously is going to be open or something like that, when you have to work those day jobs, and then you have to deal with all the holiday people and everything. So, but you know, it's just I could appreciate the Mondays off and everything, but man, does it throw off my week? It just throws me all off. That's why I was like, should I do a show? Should I wait? It was like when I woke up Monday and I slept in retail. Thank you, Jacob. Yeah, I was like, what's the word? Yeah, if you work retail, obviously, you know, you still work the holidays. But man, when I was like, woke up yesterday, I went, should I do a stream today? And then I was just like, nah, it feels like a Sunday, but it doesn't feel like a Sunday. So I was going back and forth whether I should or not. And then I thought, well, it's probably going to be a slow news week. And it is. There's not that much news out there, to be honest. Not a ton of news out there. So I figured, all right, push it to Tuesday. So as of right now, we won't do anything. I probably won't do a show tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see if we'll do a show tomorrow. Of course, we'll be doing DC Fanimated tomorrow with Scott. Scott and I will be talking about a new episode on DC Fanimated. So I'll still be streaming. Just don't think I'll be doing a Film Junkie live. So, but we'll see. If something happens, you just never know. Just never know. So, Beetlejuice 2, yikes, that's a skip. Just wait for Joker. Really? Okay, well, a lot of people are going to be going to see that. I'm going to go see it on Thursday. I got a group coming with me on Thursday, but yeah, we'll be talking about those reviews at the end of today's show. I didn't talk about, on the Vodka stream, we didn't really talk about Jurassic World Rebirth. We kind of did. We talked about how next year, next July, is just going to be absolutely insane when it comes to movies. So we did talk about that because the synopsis did come out, but we didn't really talk about the synopsis of Jurassic World Rebirth. So I thought, let's talk about it today. You know, like I said, I was trying to find topics to talk about. And then, of course, we have the DCU news, which is the biggest one was the rumor about Josh Brolin. We got something that somebody said about Batman not being in the Penguin we'll talk about, give my 2 cents on. We got some more Joker posters and Joker stuff that's going to be happening. So we got all that, and then, yes, we got the box office. We'll see what happened when it came to the Labor Day box office. Spoiler alert, The Crow did not see a bump in the holiday weekend. Anyways, I know I should stop talking about The Crow. That movie's just gone and everything. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started with some tweets right now. We're going to start off. Hey, we got a little update, guys. We got an update on the whole J-Lo and Ben Affleck, separation. I know we're all like just consumed by these two breaking up. And apparently, according to the New York Post, Jennifer Lopez isn't comfortable living in her $68 million mansion she shared with Ben Affleck. Too many memories. That's right. That means they probably, in all 24 bathrooms, right? Poor thing. She's like, I don't want to live in this $68 million mansion with 24 bathrooms. I mean, too many memories. Remember, Ben, I was right here. Do I even know this room? Have I been in this room? I don't, maybe we didn't go in this room. But this room over here, yeah, there's memories over. Shut up. It's like that scene in Batman 89 when Bruce Wayne and Vicky Vale are at dinner and they're at the opposite sides of the table, that long table, and it's very awkward. And then Bruce realizes he doesn't think he's been in this room. That's what I think about when I read something like this. I'm like, do you even know? I mean, like with something that big, there's probably rooms that you just never go into. I don't know. And then, of course, we've seen Ben Affleck, wherever Ben Affleck's right now, he got like some food delivered to him and he just walked out. It looked like Ben Affleck. It looked like pandemic Ben Affleck. Did you guys see those paparazzi pictures of Ben Affleck getting some food delivery? And he had a smile on his face and everything. And then, of course, the that was like our first that we saw Ben Affleck post, divorce or post separation. And then of course Jennifer Lopez, she did the glamour shots. She took selfies, one of them in a bathing suit, and just kind of doing all that stuff. She's letting it be known that she is back on the market for damn sure. Ben Affleck's like, fuck it, I'm just getting some takeout, whatever. It's just so funny to see post separation of images that we've seen from those two people. But again, I'm glad it's not really turning too much into like a whole situation like it was with like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, but that was a whole different thing because they went to court. I don't think these two are going to go to court, but I was worried that people were going to be taking the sides too much when it came to. Anyways, moving on. We got Shawn Levy right here posting some more behind-the-scenes images when it comes to Deadpool and Wolverine. What a ride it's been. Thanks to all of you. The destination has been incredible, but thanks to Ryan Reynolds, the journey has been even better. So posted some of these image rates right here. Them editing, and there's that shot of like that glamorous shot of Hugh. Some more behind the scenes, so... Looks like these two are going to be working together for a while. That's for sure. And then speaking of Deadpool and Wolverine, we got art. Obviously, we got an art book. Looks like it's a new slipcase and art for Art of Deadpool and Wolverine that will be coming out that you could pre-order right now, releasing October 29th. So pretty much all the variants and all the different art that they made for the movie, you could see some things that we did not see already. So that's going to be cool. It's always good to see what the concept artists were coming up with when it came to the ideas. And some things didn't make it, some things did. It's pretty cool. Pretty sweet. And then look at this. So obviously we're going to be celebrating 85 years of Batman, and one of the things that happened, which was, I think, last week, and of course I have it right there. Thank you to Rhea again for getting me the popcorn bucket that is the Bat Signal. When it came to the Batman being re-released out in theaters, now we got other versions of Batman. They're going to be re-released out in theaters. At first, we only heard about UK screenings, but now AMC will be doing a celebration of 85 years of Batman with the Cape Crusader on September 20th. That's right. So you're going to be able to go see Batman 89, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, and Batman Forever. This is on a Friday night, I believe. So that's cool. So if you wanted to see Batman 89 in theaters, if you didn't get a chance to see that, or even Batman, I saw all three of these in the movie theater, which is crazy to think about. I mean, obviously, when it comes to Batman 89, I remember the movie theater, but I was very, very young, so don't really remember the experience all that much, but I do remember the movie theater. I do remember the movie theater for sure. And then I remember seeing Batman Mask of the Phantasm with my dad when he was on leave because he was stationed overseas. He came back for like a month. And that was when Mask of the Phantasm came out, and we went and saw it at this mall over here, and that was pretty cool. And then, of course, I saw Batman Forever, I think, a couple of times in the movie theater. But I remember when I saw Batman Forever, it was at this old, shitty theater that used to be in the place that the town I grew up in over the hill. This old, shitty theater that had like 2 screenings. Old as hell. We waited out in the rain. This was like the opening night. We waited in the rain. It was raining. Me and my best friend, we waited to go see Batman Forever, and then I think I saw it one more time at that. So, yeah, would love to see these again, but it's on a Friday, and that's vodka stream time, right there. And then we got Phil Cho showing some art, showing some Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom art right here. Looks pretty sweet. Not too bad. He put even like, the little scars on his face and everything, I don't mind it. I'm just still not digging the whole Robert Downey Jr. coming back and everything. I'm still not quite there when it comes to all that. Still not quite there. I'm like, all right, cool. It's fine, but I don't know. I'm still not excited about it. And then we got some art right here. Okay, I love it when I see posters right here, especially for a superhero movie that I love very, very much. We got Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice art right here from Orlando Arocena. that made this art right here. I just thought it was kind of trippy and cool and different. I was like, oh yeah, there's some Dawn of Justice art right there. You know, it's kind of got a unique style to it. You know, gotta love stuff like that. I dig it. I dig it. And then speaking of art that I dig, we got Mr. Dustin Macy right here, who's been creating a lot of art and creating some stories when it comes to furthering the SnyderVerse right here. Look at this. Look at this art right here. Beautiful. Okay, showing Superman and Batman, Nightmare Batman, taking on Darkseid with Crypto. That's right, he added Crypto. And Crypto doesn't look like the normal Crypto. It's not the normal looking design for Crypto, but still pretty damn sweet right there. Love that. I dig it. But yeah, he does some good work. So if you're not following him, follow him because, yeah, that's good stuff. And then speaking of art, okay, so I'm still not. I'm sorry. People keep on bringing him up. People keep bringing him up to play the DCU Batman, and I like the guy, and I'm really thinking, okay, yeah, he is the new It guy, and he is that new movie star, and everybody's just falling in love with him, but I just do not see him as Batman, and that, of course, is Glenn Powell. And everybody's put his name in the hat, and he's even said that he would like to play Batman, because he says he's not trying to get a Marvel Studios role, but the only superhero role that he would actually look to get is Batman. But I don't know. I still don't feel it. But this art right here from 21 Concepts, pretty cool. Not bad. I like the costume of Batman, even though I think the logo on the utility belt is a bit much, but still pretty cool. And yes, I mean, he does look good. He darkened the hair and everything. Doesn't look bad, but I don't know. I still don't see Glenn Powell as Batman, you know? It's not bad, but he's too smiley. His eyes are too squinty. I just don't see it, even though that's pretty cool art right there. But like I said, I think it's a little bit too much when it comes to the logo right there. It's a little too much branding. Speaking of too much branding, I got this. You know, I got too much branding sometimes on this screen right here. Anyways, cool concepts though. Not bad. And anybody who saw Trap, Josh Hartnett, Trap, I enjoyed Trap. Some people didn't like Trap. I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought there was a lot of tension. Yes, there were some conveniences when it comes to Trap, but some people, apparently when he was being interviewed by People magazine, and I was like, you know what? When I saw this, I'm like, this is how I should approach my streams. And, you know, I don't know how you guys are going to feel about it, but he basically said this right here when it came to that final scene. And, you know, again, the movie's been out, so if you don't want to hear it, might want to mute this a little bit when it comes to the last scene right here. But he said right here, Josh Hartnett chose to be shirtless in Trap's climatic scene. I didn't want to cheat the audience. I wanted to be as raw and scary and fucked up as possible. So yeah, when you see this last scene, he does take the shirt off. I mean, I just assumed that he just didn't want to get it bloody and dirty. So yeah, I thought about approaching my live streams like that. I don't want to cheat you guys. I want to be raw, scary, and as fucked up as possible. So here we go. I'm going to take, just kidding. I'm not going to scare everybody right there, but I'm just saying. But yeah, apparently it was his choice. That wasn't M. Night Shyamalan's choice, but hey. And then I still have yet to finish Caped Crusader. I know I'm terrible. I'm like almost done with it. I'm so terrible at watching series, but I'm almost done with it. I think I got like 3 episodes left, and I know and they're all great. And I think I just don't want to watch them all at once. So I watched like the first 2 episodes, and then I watched 2 more episodes, and then I watched 2 more episodes. But what's good about it is the fact that we are getting a season 2, and Michelle C. Bonilla, who plays Montoya, confirmed they are recording Batman Caped Crusader season 2. The moment I get a script, I can't wait to crack into it. Montoya on the scene. See you in the grit. So Definitely a season 2 coming out. I think it was already verified, but she's just confirming it even more. So that's good. That's good. Love that. And I love this right here too, because obviously Jaws is one of the best, you know, it's the first blockbuster, I guess you could say. If you look into the history of the blockbuster, Jaws is like right up there. And it's kind of crazy because before there was a PG-13 rating, Jaws is rated PG, which you wouldn't think it's rated PG when you watch it. You would think that's a hard PG-13 for sure. I mean, it's about a shark eating people, and you actually see the shark eating people. I mean, it could be rated R, but it was actually rated PG. But I saw this poster right here, and I'm like, holy shit, this is absolutely beautiful. Who created this? I don't know. But apparently this was like a poster at one point. I don't know. There's no like mention of like anybody who designed it. I just saw this on my feed, and I went, that is awesome. To have half of the poster being clouds that has the fin, and then the shore with the water showing like the nose and the mouth of it. I mean, it's an absolute just beautiful, beautiful Jaws poster right here. Just love that. They need to make more posters like that, okay? Stop it with the fucking floating heads. I get it. Yeah, you can have the floating heads posters when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Sure, because you got to show the actors. Fine. But come up with crafty posters like this. Can we bring... I'm not saying... There's sometimes where you see a crafty poster that comes out, but there needs to be more unique and crafty little posters like this when it comes to movies. Specifically blockbusters. All right? Because the blockbusters, they just resort to the goddamn floating heads posters. Come up with something like this. Huh? It's like you could have the floating head posters to show the cast. Fine. But let's have a little bit more creativity, okay? And speaking of freaking creativity, and you guys know I'm a Rick and Morty fan, and guess what they did? Guess what Rick and Morty did? They recreated the Batman the Animated Series opening right here. Look at this right here. I'm going to turn down the music right here, but they recreated the Batman the Animated Series opening. And I'm like, yes, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Come on. This is why you like this series right here. Look at that. Even it's so good. It's so freaking good. Good on them. And then, of course, you see them at the... there you go. Right there. That's freaking awesome. How can you not love that? Gotta love Rick and Morty. I haven't watched like the newest season, so I'm falling behind. Hey, speaking of the Crow, do you guys remember this scene right here? Remember this scene in the original Crow movie where Eric helps this lady out who he knows? He helps her out by using his power to rid her body of drugs and awakens her to be like, hey, you have a daughter you need to take care of, and you're not doing that, and opens up her eyes where she goes, oh, I got to take care of my daughter, and blah, blah, blah. He actually helps her. Yeah, that was cool. The Crow, helping people. Okay? Something that was missing in the remake. Okay? It was one of my gripes about the new Crow was the fact that I didn't care for Eric in that one. I thought, okay, who the fuck is this guy? Why should I care about him? I don't. He doesn't seem like he's a good person. Okay? But that version of the Crow felt like a good person. And he showed that he was a good person. But the new one didn't quite do that. Okay? He just was pissed off and very emo and just wanted to avenge and God knows what else. I don't know. And then he just, killed a bunch of people, succeeded in doing what he needed to do, and then that was it. But I'm like, I don't care about this character, but I care about that character, okay? I'm not saying it has to be a carbon copy. Didn't have to be a carbon copy of this Crow, but make me like the character at least, okay? And that scene right there made you like that Eric Draven character, okay? Stuff like that. Scenes like that where he used his power to get rid of the drugs that were in her veins and wake her up was showing that he was helping people. Okay? Didn't really see that didn't see that at all in the new Crow, really. Not at all. Anyway, sorry. I know it's hard. I'm like, okay, are we gonna just stop talking about the Crow yet? Not yet, I guess. But this is very interesting right here. Okay, James Mangold. You might want to consider this, but at the same time, who knows if this is actually going to happen? And it's just kind of something where you go, anytime that an actor goes, hey, I'd actually like to play this character when it comes to, a comic book role, superhero role, something like that. Most of the time, it's just like, whatever. But sometimes when an actor actually says that, you kind of go, okay, wait a minute. There might be something here. And there definitely might be something here. Vincent D'Onofrio says he has always wanted to play Swamp Thing. What? That's one of those things you go, I could see that. I could totally see that. I don't think it's going to ever happen, and God knows who's going to end up playing Swamp Thing, but I mean, we do have a Swamp Thing movie coming out from James Mangold, if it indeed is still coming out. Hopefully it is, but Vincent D'Onofrio at Swamp Thing, I can actually see that. I mean, I hope they go practical, and it's not just motion capture, and it's actually, like what they did with even the show that came out that was really good before they released it, they canceled it because, that's when DC and fucking Warner Brothers didn't know what the fuck was going on. But yeah, I dig that. So, hey, why not? He's a big dude. Could work. It could work. All right, what else we got here? Let's see, and of course, September. Well, guys, I'm suddenly, I don't know why, guys, but something that came across my feed when it came to Agatha, I went like, because you guys have heard me, and I'm not really that excited for it because I'm just like, this is just leftovers from what Marvel Studios has wanted to do previously, and nobody really wants an Agatha series, but hey, it's happening. The trailer didn't really impress. I'm just more impressed by the cast involved. But then all of a sudden I see these images right here. All right, so we got a naked Kathryn Haun. All right, now you have my attention. Don't know what's happening here, but she's naked. Obviously with the hair covering strategically like she's a mermaid, but I'm just saying, so all of a sudden I have like, a little bit of intention right here. I don't know. And then this is interesting. So we have Dafne Keen, of course, who is X-23, came back for Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, she has a Twitter account, not quite sure if it's actually her. And if you actually go to the Twitter account and you follow it, I mean, well, let's just say the images that get posted on there, well, she's all grown up, that's for sure. And sometimes it's borderline, what is actually happening here? I'm not quite sure if it's actually her, but there was a posting on that Twitter account where I kind of went like, oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, it's an AI image, so I know, brace yourselves, guys. But then I was like, oh, her as Wonder Woman, huh? And then I went, no, that's never going to happen. But then I thought, well, that's actually a pretty good little mock-up right there. And I was like, wow, could you imagine right there? Don't think this actually would ever happen. For sure, not going to happen. She's far too young, too. She's only like, 19, 20 years old? But, yeah, I was just like, I looked at it. I was like, oh, wow. And I went, wow. What if she was Wonder Woman in the new DC? I mean, by the time that they would actually get around to doing a Wonder Woman, she'd probably be 22, 23 years old. I don't know. But it totally is like, I mean, obviously it's just like an image that was somebody probably sent over to her or whoever's handling this account as, it's an AI image for sure. But I just thought like, she could. I was like, I started scratching my head a little bit, like, but nah, that's not going to happen. And again, I don't know if that account is actually real. I don't know. Who knows? And then we have Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott is always fun when it comes to interviews right here, and obviously he's going to be talking about Gladiator 2 a lot. And this is what he had to say when it came to Russell Crowe and Russell Crowe's comments about not being contacted about Gladiator 2. Ridley Scott responds to not calling Russell Crowe about Gladiator 2. I think we have a good relationship. I hope we do. As long as he doesn't start bitching about how he wasn't consulted. Why would I? He's dead. It's very true. He is dead. And it's funny because even Russell Crowe kind of said something like that too. You know, he's like, oh yeah, I mean, they didn't contact me. And, you know, yeah, but I am dead. You know, the character is dead. So it was just kind of like a funny little quote right there. You know, you can match that with Russell Crowe's quote. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. And then, yes, guys, oh boy. Okay, so we got some new toys. We got some new toys that you can ask Santa Claus for because these Batman little cowls right here are not going to be available till November, and they're actually not that expensive. So you could definitely put it on your Christmas list. And first off, we have the Batman the Animated Series cowl right here that you can get. And I think that, I mean, they run pretty cheap. They're replica cowls right here. So you can pre-order that, and then you can get these three also right here. We got the Nightfall one, which is very interesting. It's a unique cowl. And of course, you got the Batman 89 one, which I want to get because it's got that lovely, awesome Batman 89 logo that I love so much. Or you could get the Adam West cowl from 1966. So yeah. You got your choice of bat cowls right there. I mean, you can't put them on. They're just little replicas, but I'm like, I might have to get one of these. I might have to get one of these, or I might have to put it out there. Mama Film Junkie, are you watching? She always asks. You know, anytime when it comes to birthdays or Christmas, she'll ask, like, what do you want? And I'll just be like, well, get one of these, maybe. I don't know. I think I at first would want to go for the Batman 89 cowl because it's got the logo. And I love the fact that they put the emblem, they put the Batman 89 logo on that one because I love it oh so very much. Love it so very much. So how does Keanu Reeves keep his youthful looks? You know, I mean, if you look at Keanu Reeves then and now, you know, he hasn't really aged that much, and he just turned 60 years old. Keanu Reeves is 60 years old, hasn't really missed a step, still kicking ass, still being in those John Wick movies. And, you know, when you look at him, you don't think that, oh, that's a 60-year-old man. So what is the secret? What is the secret, Keanu? Are you drinking baby's blood? Are you stuffing fucking sprouts up your ass? What's going on? How are you keeping the youthful look? Well, we got a video right here where he explains, I guess you could say how he explains it.
Morning sex, eat a great breakfast, go for a motorcycle ride, come back, swim, have more sex.
Okay.
Eat some more.
Hang
out for a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe do some reading.
Okay.
You know, go see a movie, have more
Of course,
sex.
more sex.
Go to the bar.
Yeah.
A couple of drinks.
Couple drinks.
Friends, take a motorcycle ride.
Okay.
Get home, hang out a little bit, have more sex.
More sex.
That's a pretty good day. Morning sex.
More sex. I guess that's the secret. That's the secret right there. According to Keanu Reeves. Now, you might want to be careful when he talks about going to get some drinks and then hopping back on that motorcycle, but I'm just saying, that does sound like a good day to me. I mean, I'm not very much like a motorcycle guy, but I know he gets on like a little cruising bike. If you're not riding that far, you know, sure, why not? I think I've just watched way too many, you know, you start scrolling through your feed and you start seeing some motorcycle accidents. You go, yeah, I'm never going to ride a motorcycle, but I'm just saying everything else sounds pretty damn awesome, where it's just like morning sex, you get some food, you hang out, you read a book, more sex, go out, hang out with some friends, grab a drink, get some food, and then have some more sex. So there you go. If you guys want to keep the youth going, more sex. More sex. Should I even talk about this? Why not? Okay, so why not talk about this? Why not talk about this? Because it doesn't... I mean... With everything that's happening right now when it comes to the DCU and Warner Brothers and DC, I mean, I know, like, you know, being the fact that we love the SnyderVerse, a lot of us here did, and we hate how all that ended, even though I look at it as we accomplished, of course, the Snyder Cut coming out, and I was okay with, okay, if nothing else comes out after the Snyder Cut comes out. I'm okay with it. I'm content. The biggest thing was getting the Snyder Cut out, and we all fought for it, and we got it released, and we all celebrated. It was awesome. But I always said that the further we get away from the releasing the Snyder Cut, the more like some of the more diehard fans, the more crazier fans are going to want more. And, you know, I came across this tweet. I'm not trying to put this person on blast, but it was just a poster that really was like, what the hell? So this person actually wanted to have, okay, why can't we have multiple universes? Why can't we have multiple universes? And then we see, of course, the slate that was posted right there. And then, of course, you have DC Elseworlds. And look at all the freaking movies that are underneath that. Or, you know, it's not just movies. They have Superman and Lois, Teen Titans Go, and all this stuff. But, I mean, obviously we got David Ayer's Suicide Squad, which of course could still happen. Ben Affleck's The Batman. Don't think that's going to happen, especially now. And then, of course, Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. But then you got, like, Man of Tomorrow. And then they want Rick Fumi, I always mess up his last name. They want him to come back and do his Flash movie, which, okay. Cyborg, yeah, fine. Wonder Woman 3, okay. And then they want a World's Finest. You have an Atom movie. You got Suicide versus Black Adam, which is an interesting one. Gotham City Sirens, Green Lantern, a Martian Manhunter movie, the Deathstroke movie, Joker and Harley Quinn, which of course is the Margot Robbie and Jared Leto one, New Gods, Constantine 2, and then finally Zack Snyder's Flashpoint. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. Warner Brothers barely has enough money for one universe, okay? One universe. They barely have money for that. Barely have money for that. I know he did update it and said, well, we actually just want these movies, and kind of cropped out a lot of those extra ones. And I'm like, still a lot there. And then, of course, you know, had some back and forths with some people that claimed that I said that the Snyder Cut didn't exist. Do you guys remember me saying the Snyder Cut didn't exist? Does anybody remember that? Because I had two people in my mentions when it came to this thread that I said that the Snyder Cut didn't exist. And I went, that's interesting, because, you know, like 5 days after Justice League came out, I started talking about the Snyder Cut and talking about what was going on here. So kind of interesting. But yes, it gets a little too crazy when it comes to certain things like that. Now, I'm not saying that I would not want some of that. I mean, cool. Yeah, some of that sounds pretty damn awesome, but I'm just like going, okay, you guys got to realize that Warner Brothers doesn't have that. And then, of course, when it comes to the whole Cell thing, they're not going to do that. I mean, there's like, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, there might be like a 1% chance maybe. Wouldn't that be crazy if that happened? But then you got to think, is everybody going to come back? We've talked about that. I try not to talk about it that much. I just saw that poster and went, Jesus Christ, look at all those. That's quite a bit. That's quite a slate right there. That's quite a slate right there. Anyways, let's see. Is there anything else? Ooh, well, this was finally released. This is finally released right here. We got Alien Earth. That's right. They finally released. There was a bootleg out there. Didn't want to show it when we were talking about it, but they finally released the teaser that some people saw before they saw Alien Romulus or something else. It's a cool little tease. You got Earth, and then reflection off a xenomorph head. Alien Earth. Original series. Hulu. And, of course, I think FX as well. So, Alien Earth. That is happening. Synopsis right here. This is from Noah Hawley. And it says, follows a group who make a faithful discovery when exploring a crashed space vessel set 30 years before the first Alien film, starring Sidney Chandler, Timothy Olyphant, and Alex Lothar. And releasing, of course, well, maybe it's not going to be on FX. 30 years, of course, before the first Alien film, which is interesting because are they just going to negate what happened in Prometheus and Alien Covenant, or is it going to work with it too? And I don't know. That's what's going to be interesting about it. That's what intrigues me. Like, I'm all about more Alien stuff because I love the fucking franchise so much. But if you're going to start ignoring Prometheus and Alien Covenant, that's where we're going to have a problem. I'm going to have a little bit of a problem with that because I think those two movies are good. Okay? Especially when I did the rewatch. I actually found more of a love of Alien Covenant than I had before. Prometheus I always loved, but I regained some love for Covenant, and I don't want them to ignore that, because I want to see the third version, the third movie that was supposed to be after Alien Covenant. That's the movie I want to see, where it links everything together. We're missing that little link right there. I want to see what happens. Anyways, does anybody remember this? Talking about, I mean, obviously AI is like the big thing right now, and we're all kind of scared about it, kind of not. I don't know. Do you guys remember the 20Q? The 20Q, the original AI. Do you guys remember this little toy? This thing, yes, I totally agree. And this tweet right here said, I've been afraid of AI since this girly hit the scene. Do you guys remember this right here? 20Q. There's a ball. And it would ask you, it basically played 20 questions. You had to think of an object, a person, a place. You thought about something. And it would ask you questions. And you'd answer either unknown, no, yes, or sometimes. And about 86% of the time, it guessed right. It would guess right. It would freak people out. I remember I had one, and most of the time it got what I was thinking right. And other people also had it. It would get the fucking thing right. I don't know if you guys remember that. Oh my God. That thing was scary, man. It would totally guess the shit right. Very freaky stuff. Oh man, yeah. That was the original AI that freaked everybody out. It's like, how the fuck did it do that? It was so weird. Anyways, we got Jenna Ortega. She speaks her mind, and I appreciate that. I mean, I'm when it comes to Jenna Ortega, I'm looking forward to seeing her in Beetlejuice. You know, I kind of think she's like a little bit overrated, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, but you know, she is becoming the new it girl and everything when it comes to Hollywood, taking the Hollywood by storm. But I love the fact that she's not afraid to speak her mind and not afraid to talk about controversial takes, even though this should not be a controversial take. And I don't really think it's a controversial take anymore, because there's been numerous people that have actually expressed this when it comes to, say, the new James Bond. Always like a controversial thing, because it's like, okay, wait, just going to cast another white guy? It's like, well, the character is a white guy, okay? If we want to have a black James Bond, just create a character that is a black James Bond. You want a woman James Bond, create a character that is that. And that's exactly what she's saying right here. Jenna Ortega says women deserve their own franchises and not just gender-flipped spin-offs. I don't want to see Jamie Bond. I love that there's a lot more female leads nowadays. I think that's so special, but we should have our own franchises. I don't like it when it's like a spin-off. I don't want to see like Jamie Bond, you know? I want to see another badass. Yes. And even with the last James Bond, with Ana de Armas, there was a character that was, I mean, it was kind of like a spin-off, but she was very much her own character. And I even said, can we just have more of her while we wait for the new James Bond? I mean, I kind of enjoyed watching Ana de Armas like kicking the shit out of people and shooting up. It was kind of exciting. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, it's not a controversial take anymore. It's not. They shouldn't. Keep James Bond the way that he is. Create more characters. I mean, I think a lot of people have been screaming for that all the time. But anytime they do like a gender flip or a race flip, it's like, well, make it make sense. Don't just do it just to pat yourself on the back. That's what I've always said. Make it make sense. And then congratulations to the fellow geeks out there, Geekverse. You guys, obviously Travis comes on the Vodka stream frequently, and of course we had the other guys on there too from the Geekverse. They won an award when it came to Adrenochrome, which of course we talked about. They came on to talk about their short film, which hopefully you guys checked it out. They had to remove it from their Patreon, sadly, and they had to remove it from YouTube because they wanted to put it into the film festival right here, the New York Independent Cinema Award, and they won. Look at this right here. Best Horror Adrenochrome Director Travis Snell. Look at that. Yay. Let's see. There we go. Always great to see fellow creators. And they got more coming too, which is great. They got more movies coming, so congratulations to them, Travis and the Geek First guys, for winning an award at the film festival right there. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. So speaking of AI, well, there's a Chinese company that decided, hey, you know what? Let's create some things when it comes to our AI right here, and they created something when it comes to Star Wars that kind of took the timeline by storm. Everybody was passing it around. And when I saw it, I kept seeing it, and I was like, I don't even want to, should I even comment about it? But then I thought, well, is this what AI thinks about when they see Star Wars fanboys and girls and just people, you know, the discourse that's out there, all the arguments and everything? Is this how they look at us when we have this Star Wars discourse? What the fuck? What is going on there? That doesn't look right. I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. What the hell is going on with this? And then, what is all... How freaky does that sound? What the fuck? That's what AI thinks about us. That's scary. They're just like, oh yeah, look at these fanboys and girls like bickering back and forth at each other. It's like they're just taking their little lightsabers and just going, what the hell, man? That's crazy. That's creepy. That's creepy. Yeah, there's a whole thread right there, and that just was the creepiest one, but it does get a little creepy. Anyways. And then congratulations to Tim Burton. He got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame right there, and Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder were there with him, so that's pretty sweet. So congratulations to Tim Burton. Obviously, I love it when they time it with the, of course, the releasing of the new movie and everything, so... Congratulations to Timmy Burt. And, okay, and then there's this, and then I think, well, there's one more thing. There's a couple more things, but, okay. So this is funny right here. This is kind of funny right here because we all love Amy Adams, right? Amy Adams, she's a fantastic actress. Obviously, you know, when it comes to in the genre of superheroes and of course the SnyderVerse, she was a fantastic Lois Lane, and she's due for an Academy Award. You know, everybody's been like, when is she going to get the Academy Award? She's been in I thought Arrival, she should have. That was her best performance. My favorite performance, I think her Academy Award winning performance is Arrival. She's absolutely fantastic in that. But when it came to this movie that everybody was hearing about called Night Bitch, that's right, Night Bitch, everybody was thinking, oh, this might be it, and seeing some images and everything like that. And then the trailer came out, and the funniest thing about the trailer is everybody's reaction going, oh shit, this is not what we thought it was going to be. And the trailer, yeah, I'm not going to go through the whole thing.
Just love getting to be home with them all the time.
But, I mean, I'll still check it out. But, yeah, it's more of a comedy. A little slapsticky.
Stay home with them every day.
And basically, she, of course, starts turning into a dog.
I feel like
Yeah. That's what they mean about Night Bitch.
Happiness is a choice.
I mean, it's based on a book, I know that, I've heard, yeah. But yeah, she apparently starts turning into a dog. It's like the Shaggy dog. Yeah, there you go. I mean, it all might be like in her head or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, this trailer came out. And everybody was kind of going, oh, wait. Amy Adams, this is not the movie that we thought it was going to be. There it is. Running with the dogs.
Where did you go?
I'm per run.
Rated R. You can see it this December. I just thought it's just funny. It was just funny because so many people were thinking, oh yeah, Night Bitch is going to be coming out. That's going to be Amy Adams. She's going to get nominated for Academy Award. And then I saw so many people go, oh fuck, that's not what we thought it was going to be. Hey, still could be something. Still could be fun. Fun, you know, or whatever the hell. But yeah, it was just kind of like, yeah, not quite the movie that people thought it was going to be, apparently. I didn't even really know what the hell it was supposed to be. I just kept hearing the title Night Bitch, and I think it's like based off a book or something. Hey, you never know. It still could be. Still could get an Academy Award. Just the trailer looks very fucking kooky and very slapsticky and everything like that. But anyways, we still love you, Amy Adams. That's for damn sure. Fantastic Four set photos. That's right. We already saw, you know, what the thing is going to look like because we saw somebody who was not Iban Mas. I can never say his name. You know, Iban. You know, who's playing the thing. I'm bad at names. What could I say, guys? But we saw somebody get into the costume and it looked practical, but it was like, no, it's not going to be fully practical. They're most likely getting that for lighting purposes, and maybe it's going to be partially practical, but we have some new set photos that actually show Mr. Iban right there on the set with a mocap costume on. That's right. And you can actually see right there, yeah, there was actually a full-on video where he's walking on the set and he's wearing those mocap PJs. So yeah, I mean, obviously the thing was never going to be full. They weren't going to do what they were doing in 2005, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go as practical as possible, maybe a little practical. Just because, why not? You know, don't just be like, yeah, VFX, we'll fix it in post. See, that's the problem. That's what happened in like the last 10 years was a lot of directors and people out there were like, fix it in post. We'll just do it in post. No, you don't want to always rely on post-production or VFX. So maybe there's going to be a little bit of practical, but there he is right there with the mocap PJs on the set of Fantastic Four. So definitely going to be doing that. And then finally, you know what? I didn't think I was going to be into this movie, but when I saw the R-rated trailer, I don't know what it was in front of. It was one of the movies I saw. Maybe it was The Crow. Maybe it was one prior to that. But when I saw the R-rated trailer for Killer's Game, starring, of course, Dave Bautista and Sofia Boutella, and it's got, you know, pretty good cast. Interesting story about hitmen, and to be honest, I'm very much looking forward to this movie. I don't know if you guys are. It's coming out not this week, but next week. I'm actually looking forward to this movie. It's had an interesting little concept. You know, it's about a hitman who's, you know, later in years, he meets, of course, Sofia Boutella, who's gorgeous and fall in love and all this stuff. He finds out after, you know, passing out, he gets a checkup from the doctor, and they say like, oh yeah, you got a brain tumor, you're gonna die in like a couple of months. And he's like, well, I don't want to die just like that. I want like put the word out there for an assassin to kill me, and then whatever the hell. And then it turns out he finds out that his diagnosis was actually mixed up. He actually is not dying from cancer, and they mixed up the results with somebody else. Turns out he just has a vision problem. But then now he can't call off the hit on him, so then he's got a bunch of hitmen and women that are coming after him, and it looks outrageous and over the top and everything like that. And I'm just kind of going, yeah, I kind of like. I'm looking forward to that. Looks like a fun little crazy action movie right there. So definitely looking forward to it. So, all right, that's all the tweets there, guys. How are we feeling? The new Crows suck balls. We did a video this morning. So there you go. So I was wondering, Axel, if you were actually going to like it, because I know you were very much for it and kind of pushing back against some of the people that were saying it. And I know, like, yeah. But see, there you go. Yeah, I think, like a lot of people thought the Crows suck balls. It's just very boring. It's a very boring movie and just blah. But, you know, what could he do? I thought they were going practical effects, so they were going to do, yeah. Anyways, let's see what else we got. It's skip Fantastic Boar time. All right, let's talk about the main topic here. Let's get to the DCU news, all right? All right, so let's, before we get to actually the main thing, obviously, that everybody was talking about, let's kind of go through let's go through a couple little things here before we jump into that. Couple little minor things. Let's see, the first thing, well, one of the first things, James Gunn right here. When it comes to Peacemaker Season 2, well, Peacemaker naturally is going to be getting a new helmet. And James Gunn posted this. This was on the 1st, so this was on Sunday? He said, on this day, Peacemaker, a.k.a. Christopher Smith, made his first comic appearance in Fightin' 5, number 40 in 1966, created by Joe Gill and Pat Boyette. Not Boyette, Boyette. It's the role John Cena was born to play, and can't wait to show you all what we're cooking up for Peacemaker Season 2. Posted this image right here. That helmet is drastically different because it's not that reflective, because one of the things and one of the coolest shots that we saw in the Suicide Squad was when him and Rick Flag are fighting and the camera is just rotating on the helmet and you're just seeing the fight through the helmet. I always thought that was a cool shot. But yeah, that helmet is different and not as reflective. So I wonder when they're going to actually reveal and show all that. And then speaking of James Gunn, somebody actually asked him, about Batman and Superman. Would you ever do a movie that's together? And it's always interesting because when James Gunn answers a question and then, of course, the screenshot gets taken from Threads because he doesn't answer questions on Twitter. He's usually on Threads. And it comes over to Twitter. And then, of course, people just... It's so funny because anytime that somebody, especially one of the big accounts that has to do with movies or comic books or something like that, just look under the comment section, and you'll just see the Gunn worshipers and the Snyder worshipers just going at it. And it's always just funny to see. It can be pretty entertaining, and it could be very frustrating also at the same time. But somebody asked him right here, hi, Mr. Gunn, in the hypothetical case that a movie starring only Batman and Superman teaming came out, what would you call it? Superman and Batman or Batman and Superman? And he said, World's Finest. Which, yeah, that's what somebody like James Gunn, who is all about the comic books and everything like that, who's using comic book titles for his slate at the time, the time being, I guess you could say, would utilize that he would use that actual title. Now, that doesn't mean that there's actually going to be a Batman and Superman World's Finest movie. I mean, it would be kind of cool if there was. Why not? If there actually is going to be enough time in the whole 10-year slate, maybe that's one of the chapters we haven't seen when it comes to it, that there would be a World's Finest. It just seems like, well, I don't know if would he want to actually go into is just like how it was previous. Instead of doing a direct Superman sequel, you do a sequel that is a Batman movie as well. But of course, you're not pinning them together. You're actually teaming them up together. But then at the same time, you already have an established Batman who has a Damian Wayne Robin, and you already have a Bat family. So there's a lot there to incorporate. So not saying that that's actually going to be the case, but he did say that. But again, you scroll underneath and you see the James Gunn, James Gunn understands. He totally understands. It's like, no, that's what it's called. That's what the comic book is called, World's Finest, when they team up. And then, of course, you see the Snyder fans going, it's fucking stupid, man. It's fucking stupid. It shouldn't be World's Finest. It's so fucking, it's like, Jesus Christ, guys. Let's relax a little bit. But, that's the discourse right there. And then speaking of Batman, the Penguin. We got the Penguin coming out soon. And then, of course, a lot of people got to see a little extended look of the Penguin if they saw the Batman last week that got re-released in theaters. But there was an interview recently. And I'm like, let's see, who was the interview? This was, so we got the showrunner, Penguin writer and showrunner, Lauren LaFranc, who told SFX Magazine and got people going like, wait a minute, what the hell? But basically said this right here, and here's the article right here. The Penguin team explained why they didn't feel the need to have Batman cameo in the show. You're going down a different alley. And here's the quote right here. To me, I think it packs a different punch. Matt's films are through the lens of the Batman, so you're high up, looking down on the city. It's a different perspective. With Oz, you're in the city streets. You're in the grit and the muck and the grime. He's looking up, wanting to claw his way to the top. And then it continues on right here, too, by saying, so it's a different experience. I think Gotham is in an interesting enough city that it deserves to have some more doors unlocked within it, and for us to walk through those and see what we think. I don't feel like it's missing something fundamental, says the Batman director. And it's, of course, that's just talking about him. So a lot of people are like, what? They wouldn't have like a little Batman cameo in like the last episode? Well, why the fuck would they actually admit that the Batman shows up in the last episode? First off. Secondly, they didn't say Bruce Wayne. Right? There could be a Bruce Wayne presence. Could be Robert Pattinson still as Bruce Wayne. Could have that. I'm not saying that he has to like be throughout the whole thing. It would just be kind of nice if there was a little connective tissue. If we did see a Robert Pattinson something in the series, I'm not saying it has to be Batman, but it would be kind of cool to see him in the Batsuit again. Maybe you'll see him in the new Batsuit, you know, like a much more upgraded Batsuit. I don't know. But I'm like, why would they actually admit that? They wouldn't admit that. But I have a feeling that Bruce Wayne will still have an appearance. You know, and I get what they're saying, but I think Bruce Wayne will still show up. So there was that. There was that. Maybe he will be in there. All right. And now for the big rumor that came out, and I wanted to give my thoughts on the rumor of an offer. That's right, guys. Let's remember that this is a rumor of an offer. Some people, of course, when they read this whole thing, they just immediately went, oh, wow, I can't believe this person is actually Green Lantern, as if it was like a confirmation from James Gunn himself. But no, it's a rumor of an offer right here. And that, of course, is Josh Brolin has been offered the role of Hal Jordan in DC Studios' Lanterns. That, of course, comes from Nexus Point News. And a lot of people went like, what the hell? It was a lot of interesting to see the reaction to this. To me, I was like, oh, really? What's going on with Josh Brolin? Josh Brolin's just, why is he always the guy? He's always the guy. I mean, it's kind of funny how he started off with Jonah Hex, then he got Thanos, then he got Cable, and at one point he almost got Batman, because let's not forget that when it came to the short list of Batman for BVS, Josh Brolin was on that list. Zack considered Josh Brolin before Ben Affleck got the role. Now we got him as Hal Jordan. I'm thinking, okay, we already know that there is going to be an older Hal Jordan. We're going to have a young John Stewart. We're going to have a veteran Hal Jordan, which I'm like, cool, awesome, fantastic. But a 56-year-old Hal Jordan, I don't know about that. I mean, obviously he could still pull off like, oh, he's just in his 50s, like early 50s. But Josh Brolin is 56 years old, and I kind of went, I don't know. And it's just like, it's Josh Brolin again. I just don't know. But then at the same time, I don't hate it. It's like one of those things where I don't hate it, don't love it. Like, I'll be okay. If it does happen, okay, I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it because I like Josh Brolin as an actor. And I'm like, okay, I could see what they're, he could be that older, grizzled Hal Jordan. Sure, that's perfectly fine with me. But then at the same time, I'm going, nah, just get somebody that's in their late 40s or something, It doesn't have to be a name. But we kept hearing that it's supposed to be a name. So it's just kind of like, okay, I'm kind of whatever with it. And, there's a lot of people that didn't like it. There's a lot of people who are all about the DCU that were like, what the hell? Should not be him. What are we doing? It's Josh Brolin. He's blah, 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 this. And then naturally, you got the people who hate that the DCU is a thing, specifically people in the Snyder fandom that were, of course, had it. And I saw it numerous times. I don't know how many times I saw it when I would scroll through my For You section of Twitter, which was like, oh, yeah, Henry Cavill's too old to play Superman, but Josh Brolin could play Hal Jordan. I'm just like, oh, fucking, come on. What are we, Jesus. Every time I saw one of those tweets, I went, you guys are just embarrassing yourselves. You're embarrassing yourselves, okay? first off, you've created the narrative that the reason why Henry Cavill is no longer Superman is because he's too old. No, that's not the reason why he's not playing Superman anymore, because WB, they wanted a new, fresh Superman. They kept on giving fucking Henry Cavill the shaft, so they wanted a fresh new Superman, and guess what? It was just like, that was going to be, and I'm like going, you guys wouldn't have wanted, and I keep on saying this, you guys didn't even, would you guys even want Henry Cavill to be directed by James Gunn? No, you would turn on Henry Cavill because you guys are already turning on Henry Cavill when he showed up in Black Adam. We were seeing a lot of that. I love how, like, the narratives change. It's always kind of funny. But I kept seeing that, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys, let's not do that. Let's not do that. But going back to the whole thing, I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's Josh Brolin. I like him. We'll see what happens. But again, we have to realize this is a rumor of an offer. Doesn't mean he took it, and I kind of hope he didn't. I kind of hope it's somebody else. I don't want a Josh Brolin one. I think I'm more leaning towards I don't want it to be Josh Brolin, but I won't hate it if it is. That's my whole thing. I won't hate it if it actually is. But I prefer it not to be. There's also been rumors that, like, Matthew McConaughey is also going to be, like, he's also on the short list, which I'm going, that's a little too on the nose when they call it True Detective in space. And I don't know if I see that either. It's what we got here, Jon Stewart. I mean, we got fear. You got fear. You can't have fear. You can't have fear. You got this ring. Okay? You got this ring. And you can make everything. I'm not even going to go. I was going to go, like, into a whole Matthew McConaughey impression and speech, but I'm not going to do that. But anyways. So, yeah, that's my whole 2 cents on it. I don't know how you guys are feeling about it. Let's see. What are you guys saying? They don't care being fans. Let's see. McConaughey should be Jonah Hex. Yeah, there you go. I mean, if they're going to do another Jonah Hex, I can see that. Young Justice season 3 and 4 had Hal. Yeah, I'm not saying that, an older one is fine. I'm like, Josh Brolin again. I personally think John Krasinski or Channing Tatum, interesting. Some people are saying Josh Hartnett as well, which wouldn't hate that. See, Josh is Deathstroke. See, I saw some people say, like, Deathstroke, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about Deathstroke. Just making a comment about respect for the comics and artists. Okay. The reps based it on fan reaction. He probably won't take it. I mean, if they do, but because WB didn't want to pay the actors. Yeah, we already, Are we going to talk about Luca? Oh, yeah, I remember sawing about that. I remember seeing that. Give Glenn Powell a chance as Hal. Yeah, but he's not old enough. They want an older veteran Hal. I mean, I guess they could weather him up a little bit. I mean, I guess they could do that. And I think, you're right about that. There was some news about... see, that's the thing. We got more right here, but I hate the source. Wait, where is that? I saw that earlier, but now I can't find it. Ugh. See, now I can't find it. There was some news about that name that you said right there that was returning, but I didn't see certain. Let's see. I'm scrolling through DC Film News, and usually they're posting all about it, but I don't see it here. Anyways, well, I mean, I guess that could be found somewhere. But it's funny, too, because when it came to this news right here, we have this viewer anon Twitter handle that said, well, I can confirm I heard this, too, but it was under a very strict don't you tell a single fucking soul mandate, so I have no idea how it leaked. Maybe it's true, maybe it isn't, but NPN isn't pulling this out of their ass. So, multiple people heard it. Multiple people heard about it, so... And then, of course, they just posted this right here. But this, I hate the source. But yeah, it says, if Josh Brolin declines the role of Hal Jordan, Matthew McConaughey and Ewan McGregor are in consideration. Now, Ewan McGregor, that's an interesting one. I just don't see McConaughey. I don't see McConaughey as Hal Jordan. But then again, it's one of those, I wouldn't hate it either. But I actually see Ewan McGregor a little bit more. I think a lot of people have fan cast Ewan McGregor as Green Arrow more than they've put him as Hal Jordan, but I could see that too. I would actually, out of the three, If you were to take those three, Josh Brolin, Ewan McGregor, and Matthew McConaughey, I would say Ewan McGregor would be my choice. That would be my choice if I had to choose between the three of them. He'd be my choice. He definitely would be my choice. What was this thing? See, hot rumor. Okay. Ugh. Director Luca Guadagnini. I don't know how to say his name, but it's a dude. But it's a dude he's currently right now at the Venice Film Festival, and he's got that queer movie coming out that's starring what's his name, and so he's like been promoting that. He's over there at the film festival, and apparently the rumor is that James Gunn is courting that director. I'm trying to remember what else he's directed off the top of my head, but. All right, so then not only do we have that, there was a clip that showed up online for Joker 2. We're not going to watch it, but I didn't even watch it. You know, when it comes to clips, I kind of don't watch those anymore. I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to full-on clips, like there has been Beetlejuice clips, I've ignored those. I basically kind of try to ignore clips now, like full-on scenes, you know, but of course we have a new little TV spot when it comes to Joker 2. So this showed up over the weekend. Who is that? Harvey Dent. He's a very young looking Harvey Dent.
Look around, look at all these people. Who do you think they see?
You can do anything you want. You're Joker.
You're Joker. But yes, there is Harvey Dent. Jesus Christ, is he old enough to have a drink after work? My God. He looks pretty young. But yeah, that's our first official look at Harvey Dent right there, which of course is Harry Lochte. I saw some people even on Twitter speculate that maybe that's where they go next when it comes to these Elseworlds movies. Like Arthur Fleck done, Joker's done, and then where something's gonna happen at the end of this movie where he, you know, gets half his face fucking blown off or burnt off or acided off, you know, or something like that. And then the next movie is gonna be like a Dent movie. But, you know, I was like, that'd be interesting if they continued it like that. I mean, I would want them to do more Elseworlds movies. I wanted them to, my number one choice was to do a Crane movie, do a Scarecrow, do Professor Crane, do that one instead, because that could be just be a flat-out horror movie. I mean, let's face it, when it comes to the Batman Rogues Gallery, you have, like, unlimited supply of, like, villain movies you could do, like the Joker, and apparently Todd Phillips pitched a lot of that. He did pitch for more of that. And then, of course, we did get a new Joker to... All right. Oh, come on. Everything was working so well. I think I just froze. Yep, we're good. Okay, sorry. My whole thing just... There we go. We're good. But there's the new... That's what they released today right there for a Joker. And it says the world is a stage right there as a tagline. It's a cool little poster. There was like a similar one for the first Joker as well that just had, of course, Arthur right there. So there you go. All right. So there's your DCU news right there. A little bit of Penguin Batman stuff. A little bit of Joker. A little bit of interesting things when it comes to... When it comes to at least the DCU right there. So, all right. Now, just wanted to give my thoughts on the whole Jurassic World Rebirth. First off, the title sucks. Yeah, the title kind of sucks. They should have just like, hey, if we're going to do another like chapter, you know, Jurassic something else would have been kind of cool. I mean, not saying like it had to be Jurassic City or Jurassic Earth or I don't know. They could have just not did Jurassic World. They could have did something else. They could have just called it Jurassic Rebirth. They could have just did that. Just drop the world, make it Jurassic Rebirth. I don't know. Everybody sees Jurassic. They know exactly what you're talking about, especially when it comes to the title. I don't really like the title all that much, but hey, the title's here and it's here to stay. And they posted this right here. Okay. Yeah. Cool. That's fine. That's fine. And then, of course, we have a little synopsis right here. And first off, we had our first look, of course, of Mr. Bailey, Miss Johansson, and Mahershala Ali that we see from this right here. And it says, 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion, the planet's ecology has proven largely inhospitable to dinosaurs. Those remaining exist in an isolated equatorial environments with climates resembling the one in which they thrived. The three most colossal creatures with that tropical biosphere hold the key to a drug that will bring miraculous life-saving benefits to humankind. So it's that whole thing which was kind of talked about in Dominion about utilizing, dino DNA to help the humankind out right there. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's kind of, I like the approach of the fact that it's like, okay, 5 years later and the dinosaurs didn't just cause an apocalypse, because that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like the trilogy was leading towards. Like we were going to see a dino apocalypse and they were going to wipe out humanity. But they're like, nope, we're not going to go that route. They can't actually live with our pollution and all this shit. They have to live in a hot, near the equator and everything. So they still hold the key to, of course, humankind, which maybe there's a disease that's happening. I don't know. I'm intrigued. The synopsis does have me intrigued. And it's Gareth Edwards. Again, Gareth Edwards being the key to all this. But I still think the movie's coming out on July 4th weekend. Ooh, man, that's quite a deadline. Quite a deadline for that movie. All right, let's talk about the box office. And yes, the box office weekend. Why aren't there more big movies that come out during a 3-day weekend? Why is it that Labor Day doesn't really get any movies that come out? Isn't that a little weird? There's a 3-day weekend and you rarely hear about, a movie that people are talking about coming out. I mean, you don't really hear about anything. I don't understand it. I mean, Memorial Day, 4th of July, anytime there's a 4-day week, a 3-day weekend, Thanksgiving, you usually have a movie you want to set right there because you have an extended weekend. Labor Day gets left out. It's kind of interesting, but hey, here's the box office right here. Deadpool and Wolverine takes the top spot yet again, 15.5% from last weekend. It's almost at 1.3. It basically is at 1.3. It seems like that's where it's going to stay. Yeah, definitely not going to hit that 2 billion. When it comes to Alien Romulus, it sits at 288.5 worldwide, second highest Alien in the Alien franchise gross, underneath Prometheus. So that's cool. It's like greenlight that next one, huh? Reagan came out over the weekend. It made $10.3 million. I'm not sure what the budget is right there, but that was the only new movie that came out and didn't really get a huge release. Those damn Republicans, am I right? Damn Republicans. Oh, and where's it at? Where's that? Do we even see it right here? Let's see. I'm looking. Oh, there it is. The Crow hit a milestone. It crossed $10 million. It's at $15 million, guys. Yes. That's right. The Crow made it to $15 million. International. Hey. I swear it might be I hope that's the last time I talk about that shitty fucking movie. My God. That's the last time. It's the absolutely last time. I'm going to try, guys. I'm going to try my best to not talk about that fucking shit stain of a movie. Poor Skarsgård. Jesus Christ. But there's your box office. There's your box office over the extended weekend. But now we got a new movie that's coming out. See, you would think maybe they want to put Beetlejuice over the, I don't know. But then again, it's okay. But we have Beetlejuice, and yes, we have reviews, and people are still reviewing it, still posting their reactions online right now. But, of course, we're going to go to the Devil Fruit site to see what the critics are saying when it comes to the return of Beetlejuice and the return of Tim Burton. Because, yeah, we got to remember, he hasn't made, a full-on movie in a bit. Currently at 81% with 59 reviews. Not too shabby. Let's see what some of these critics are saying right here. Let's see, view all. I hate the new layout. I really do. Anyways, all right. Let's see what some critics are saying. Joanna, this movie is nuts, and I mean that in the best possible way. Courtney, much to everyone's chagrin, however, Burton's second plunge into the world of this whimsically fails to capture a large part of magic of its predecessor. It's like, yeah, I don't think that we thought that was going to be the case. MovieWeb, Julian says Beetlejuice recaptures the what is that? I don't even know what word that is. The humor, ghoulish fantasy, and literally eye-popping visual effects of the classic original film. What's missing is the ensemble cast, overall chemistry, and a truly innovative plot that wowed 1988 audiences. CNET, the chemistry between the cast, the onslaught of visual gags, Tim Burton's signature world building, and the steady stream of horror humor puts Beetlejuice in the winner's circle. Inverse has all the cynical pretenses of the dreaded I guess you say legacy sequel. That's a new word right there. Man, these critics just love to be like, hey, let's put some of these words in here so then Film Junkee can't read. But thanks to the dedication of the original's gonzo practical effects and another top-tier performance from Keaton, it's the most energized film Burton has made in over a decade. Well, yeah, I mean, that does make sense. Beetlejuice has enough color, flair, and humor to make it enjoyable, but it's not a pinch on the original. Yeah, I don't think a lot of us are thinking it's going to be better than the original. You might not want to watch it 3 times or even twice, but Beetlejuice showcases that perhaps Tim Burton's warped imagination still has some juice left worth squeezing. It's got one too many bad guys in it, and it could have used a rewrite in that regard. But for the most part, Beetlejuice is nostalgia bait, yes, but it's a pretty good example of nostalgia bait. It recaptures what we love about the original. Okay, Well, we got Grace Randolph right here. Overall, the movie is a lot of fun and much better nostalgia play than we've been getting lately from Hollywood. Yeah, say that to Alien Romulus. What are we talking about here? However, the sequel also touches on some very serious subjects, but then abandons them. It would have been nice to see some follow through. All right, so that's what she had to say. Each set piece is an imaginative, ghoulish delight, and O'Hara could be booked with larceny for as many scenes as she steals. Okay, so she's apparently good. All right, let's end with a bad one right here from Pop Culture Planet, Kristen Maldonado. What we get instead is an underbaked and unfocused Beetlejuice sequel that doesn't live up to the original in any way. The stakes are low and the emotional elements don't land. If you're looking for a scary good time this Halloween, just rewatch the OG. So it's going to be a little nostalgia bait, which is okay because, again, people have their own versions of what they like about nostalgia. I mean, everybody always complains about nostalgia, but then Alien Romulus came out and everybody loves nostalgia. And I'm kind of seeing like a little bit when it comes to Beetlejuice. I don't know. So there you go. And apparently it's set to make some good money at the box office over the weekend. I was seeing some of the numbers and it's looking like I was seeing like 115 to 135 domestic. And so it's looking like it's going to do pretty good numbers at the box office. So looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm seeing it with my dad. I'm seeing it with a friend, my dad, my brother, and my nephew. So got a group going on Thursday. Can't wait. I don't know if you guys are seeing it too. Hollywood nostalgia bait. Like I said, you could do nostalgia right. You really can. Nostalgia bait is okay when it's done right. Yeah, exactly, RJ. Good to see you too, buddy. But yeah, you just got to do it right. You can't just beat somebody over the face with it. You can't just slap you over the face with it. You got to utilize it well. And I think Alien Romulus did a good job of taking elements of all the Alien films and giving us that little nostalgia. Because me and my dad are like, oh yeah, ooh, But if it's too much, it's too much, You just got to have a good balance. You got to utilize it correctly. You definitely got to utilize it correctly. All right. Let's go ahead and get to some Twitter questions. see what you guys have to say over here on Twitter. We got Eric right here. He says, hey, Dave. Like I said, I think Brolin would be perfect casting for an older Hal. No, I don't agree with perfect. If they were going a darker route, setting up Parallax and the 0 Hour storyline. Imagine him collecting the multiple rings. Yeah, and everybody's going to be like Thanos. And that's the thing. That's why I don't think it's perfect casting. Everybody's going to make that correlation, and I'm like, don't do that. I don't see. That's what I don't like about it. Ronnie, DC's next Flash. Now I want to see more. You saying DC's next Flash is Herbert the Pervert? Yikes. Yeah, well. And we got James right here. God, I would love Matthew playing Hal. See, I wouldn't, James. I would not want to see him. If I had to choose, like I said already, Ewan McGregor would be my choice, especially if Lanterns is going for a True Detective vibe. Again, see, again, it's like, I don't want an actor that is going to be associated. I mean, like what Eric said, and him collecting things. It's like, yeah, that's too much like Thanos. And then you got Lanterns, which is supposed to be like True Detective, and you have the star of True Detective playing Hal. I don't like that. I just don't like that. That's just me, though. Cooper Knox. I know it's just a rumored casting, but I really can't see Josh Brolin as Hal Jordan. He doesn't look and feel like Hal Jordan. Well, I think he kind of looks like him. He's a white guy with nice hair. Yeah, I mean, but I could see what you're saying. Yeah, that's totally fine. Devon Wooter. Hello, Dave. How surprised that you as Josh Brolin will take Hal Jordan? I mean, yeah, it was pretty surprising. Like I said, we don't know if it's official yet. I just watched Django Unchained. Great movie. What's your favorite scene? For me, it's when Jamie Foxx shoot the henchman. Yeah, that's a good one. Definitely is a good one. And what's your favorite Batman suit from the movies? The BVS bat suit is the best. The BVS bat suit is still my favorite. Darkness Under the Wind. Dave, question 1. If Josh Brolin is actually playing Hal, could he get killed in the end of Lantern series due to almost being 60? Yeah, there's always that. And then it's just going to be Jon Stewart for the rest of the time. There's always that whole thing. We might just see Hal Jordan in season 1, and then that's it. Question 2, or they do a thing where he gets lost out there, like kind of what they started off with. There was Green Lanterns. When it came to Rebirth, there was Green Lanterns, which was Baz and Jessica Cruz, and then they had the Hal Jordan. They had the Hal Jordan Green Lantern series, which they were looking for Hal because he was like lost out in the cosmos. They could do something like that too, which is cool. Question 2: can you see Rick Sr. dying in Peacemaker season 2 or surviving, staying in the DCU longer? I mean, anything's possible. Yeah, I could see that, but I don't know if they want to just like kill him off right away. But could happen. Question 3, when we get the first X-Men movie in the MCU, do you think Feige will have a huge involvement, like directing, co-writing, or both, since he's been involved with the first film under Fox and would want to make sure it's a... Well, he's Kevin Feige. Of course he's going to have his fingers all in it. He's just going to do the normal Kevin Feige thing. I mean, technically Kevin Feige is like helping with the writing, helping with a lot of things. So I think it's just going to be the same thing, to be honest. And finally, Jamin Watson. Hey, Dave, if they ever make another Jonah Hex movie, my choice will be for Jonah is Glenn Powell. Interesting. He is from Texas, best known for cowboys and rodeos. Yeah, that's an interesting choice. I mean, who knows if that's even on the board when it comes to them and everything. So, and looks like I'm still, I was looking over. I'm like, yeah, I've been live on also TikTok as well. So hi, everybody who's on TikTok. Sorry, I haven't seen some of the questions right here. Someone actually said Damson Idris would be a cool Jon Stewart. Definitely looks like they are using the Ant-Man blueprint when it comes to, I guess... Well, when it comes to Lanterns, so like Jon Stewart's the main focus, and then okay, so interesting. And this is from Hoops over on the TikTok. He actually said like they're kind of using like because when it came to Ant-Man, Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man, was already older, and then of course you have Scott who who of course was the second Ant-Man. Okay, that's an interesting take. And it's like, yeah, I mean, they definitely are doing that. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. I'm not gonna do a members only stream tonight. I thought about it, but we're already like running late. I'm hungry. If I do a stream tomorrow, which is always a possibility, right now I'm not gonna do a stream tomorrow because, you know, there's a lot. I just had a feeling it was going to be a slow news week, and it has been a slow news week. And if there's anything that's crazy that happens tomorrow, I'll do a stream and then we'll do a members only. But as of right now, we'll do it next week. We'll get back to the normal schedule next week, but we will be doing DC Fanimated tomorrow. But yeah, so just say that as of right now, no stream tomorrow, but if something happens, definitely will. But tune in for DC Fanimated if you want to do that. And, of course, we'll still do the Vodka stream on Friday. All right, guys. Appreciate you and love to the members, too. Sorry we won't do a stream for that, but we'll catch up next week. And if you want to be a part of that, become a member and everything. So appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Make sure you guys hit that like, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I said, welcome to anybody who showed up on TikTok. It was just like a new thing that I was like, hey, I could do that on here too. Why not? Try to expand a little bit, right? You know, now we got the Chinese overlords that are going to be watching these things now. But love you guys, and make sure you guys follow me on all the sock meds that are around me and everything. And it's been great, and good to see, of course, Taladia plays. And yeah, I'll let you guys know too when it comes to a members Patreon stream. Maybe this weekend, maybe next weekend. We'll figure that out too. All right, guys. Love ya. Talk to you later.